I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
And
it's a special day!
Special day!
It's Zonia's birthday!
Birthday of Zonia.
Yes.
One of the village, I don't know, Zonia.
One of my personal favorites. You're always saying, this was my guy, that was my... I don't say that. Zonia is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I have very few favorites. I'm sorry, village.
I never apologize for that.
Yeah, but you have a lot more favorites than I do.
No, I don't. I've got Ian, got Peter, got Jay.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of times you're like, that's my guy, that's my guy, that's my guy.
I got, shout out to Leah. She's probably having a hard time. I gotta call up Leah, see how she's doing. But no.
But this is not about Leah, this is about Zonia.
Zonia, so we met Z on a fireside, which we have to start up again.
Yeah, we do.
We have to start up
But there's been a call to have one of the old-fashioned ones we used to have that were not political. It was like just chilling and talking about music or life.
The last few ones have been that.
Really?
Yeah, other than when we're actually covering a debate. But anyway.
Okay. I haven't been at the last few of them. I was asleep. Or we were in the middle of a fight, who knows?
Yeah, or both. Sometimes those happen simultaneously in Sori's dreams. But anyway, we met Zonia. I keep saying but because I think about the moment a lot. But we met Zonia when we were, it was on a fireside. Mm-hmm. And we were talking, and she actually called up. And it was really, really cool. At the time, she was a part of the community. She had some, website or something. She had a little blog, and she was writing, and she wrote about, the interaction that we had. I thought it was pretty cool, and we started talking. Anyway, she just became just a friend.
Yeah.
And we went to the NAMM thing, and that was the highlight, I think, of your...
yeah, well, I always like hearing from Zonia. But obviously, when we went to NAMM, we went to Cali, and we met her there. And, for me, people's energy is super important. What type of energy they put off. And I think because I don't put off calming energy vibes, that, I really enjoy people that are kind of calming. And she was, just put off those calming vibes. And we sat there and we talked. And, for me, it was, when we sat... There's two memories that come up to me when I think about California. One is when we were sitting on the bench, actually when we were getting married. It was that day.
Yeah.
And me and Zonia were sitting on the bench and we were just talking about different things. And I just kept thinking about how relaxing it was to talk to her. And then when we were at the restaurant, all of us together, and she had ordered that guacamole.
Yep.
And I don't know.
Disney. She had a giant pass for...
Yeah, you had to throw out your beer to get in there. And,
yeah.
So we went in there and she had ordered some guacamole for everybody and I remember looking at Zonia and Zonia was enjoying the guacamole so much.
the hell out of that fucking guacamole.
Yes, and I just loved how much because sometimes you look like you're really enjoying food and then other times you look like you're just eating to survive. And so I just love it when somebody looks like they're just savoring and enjoying. And Zonia was definitely, that's my kind of person.
Yeah, because you like to eat.
I do.
You're a rather
and
large,
I like to enjoy.
You're a rather large woman.
Don't act like you don't like it.
Yeah, and then you were all crying.
I know. When we had to leave her that day, that was super depressing to me. I'm ugh.
That was the end of the night. We're in California. Where the party at? Nope, no party because she was all bummed out.
Sori's sad.
You're we have to go to bed, son. You baby.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly.
Yeah, that was the day we got married. Ended in depression.
No, babe,
wasn't the same day. It was the same day. Yeah, it was. What did we do after we got married? The whole crew was there. De Herrera was there.
Right.
Carmen was there. All of it. It's supposed to be this wonderful... Carmen married us. Shout out to Carmen. It's supposed to be this wonderful moment, and you ended the day in complete depression. And then we got the
oh my gosh! In my mind,
then we got the NAMM flu, and we were both man, fuck this day. We both went to bed. I'm pretty sure it's the last thing I said before I drifted into unconsciousness.
Fuck this day.
The day we got married.
Well, we justice of the peace it first. So.
It was hard because we had all these people that we had been talking to online and things like that.
Josh was there too.
Yeah. So we had our crew, man. All I was missing was Ian, Leah, and Jay and
Colby
Peter.
was there too.
Colby was there. Yeah.
How can you forget? He's the one that gave you the beer. You know what's funny?
Kofi gave me the beer, the
Okay,
Deftones
honestly,
beer.
the whole crew that was there, the only one that looked metal was De Herrera.
Right.
Everybody else looked regular.
Right. Right. It was Steve. He's on some gangster shit.
I'm like, he looks so cool sitting with all of us.
It was one of those moments where I was like, man, you know, it's like, man, we should just start a cult and everybody live in a commune and blah, 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 blah. But, oh, man, it was...
But then you guys would all want to come over and visit Vinny too much, and it would annoy the prophet, so...
And then Allah would have to come down here.
Would give me a message.
Anyway, all right. So today is Zonia's birthday.
Yep.
And so we're just
Primitive man.
Antietam.
Yeah, sure.
Antietam. I don't know, but I guarantee you it's probably some anti-natalist thing, which is probably you know meant to be ironic because it's anti-natalism on Zonia's birthday.
Might be. It may be.
Zonia, along with BM Fan, has actually guided me in in my route to socialism as well. So both of them have actually helped me with the Marxism stuff and all.
Both
the rest
of them.
Yeah,
right.
no, I really I rely on those two, for that because I trust them with it. So. Yeah, it's just been a major. It's crazy to me how people on the internet, things like that, can have such a massive impact on your life and your paradigm and the way you view the world and your religion. And
yep.
Being able to learn so much from people and we've had wars. Me and Zoe have had wars. We've gone at each other because she's got my number. So we've gone at each other, but. See, I respect the hell out of that.
I know, yeah.
Because people either never or they just do it behind your back, but they're not going to get into a confrontation with you.
Yeah.
So, I respect the hell out of that. So, it's one of the ways that I have I can tell whether or not you have a genuine friendship, and then can it survive?
Right.
And I mean it on both sides. Because there's people that have conflicts with, man, fuck, this person's not worth the energy. Mm-hmm. Because everybody knows how I am. But there's a couple people that I've had real wars with in our forum or whatever, and they're still. They probably. I
don't feel the ripple effect when you fight with Zonia.
They probably don't know how important they are to me, and that's by design.
That's by design.
Yeah, it's by design. I'm not gonna tell you that shit.
Babe, what is going on
I'm trying to find my thing so
but why did you
this is the worst introduction ever. Holy moly.
Here. Gosh. All right, Zonia, this one's for you. We love you very, 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 very much.
It's true. Glad you were born.
Pet your cats.
All right, let's do it.
All right, ready? Aww.
Yeah.
No. This has no reflection on Zonia.
This is a mix of collagen and what else is it?
Some protein drink.
Whey protein and all the rest of it. Cheers.
Here we go.
More noise. Just like that last Anarchy 99 thingamajiggy.
Maybe that's the trick to putting off calming energy. Listen to this. It turned up.
Cardigan's a leather vest. That last line is a line from Scarface, Tony Montana, when he's meeting with the other mobster or whatever, and the guy's like, "How do I know?"
I've never seen that movie.
It's a classic. The guy's like, "How do I know you're not going to betray me?" Blah blah blah. And he says, "All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one." So that's how you can trust me. And then in the next scene, there's a guy that Tony was working for.
Yeah.
And then they show him in a helicopter, and then the mobster chucks him out of the helicopter. So then now Tony's going to be the guy. You know, whatever. He's like, "I don't care about that. That guy was a piece of shit. I don't care about him."
Wow.
Yeah, Tony Montana, Scarface. So that was that last line.
Okay.
There was so this band is really intriguing. Okay, so the name it's Antietam, and I don't know what's the name of this band again. Where is it?
A Primitive Man.
No, Primitive Man is the name of the song, I think, or is it the name of the band?
I thought that was the name of the band.
I'm pretty sure. What?
No, babe, they wouldn't not have the name of the band on the front of that album.
Okay. So Primitive Man is the name of the band. And Antietam or whatever is the name of the song.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, so that song is a battle. It's the Battle of Antietam, or the Battle of Sharpsburg. Particularly in the southern United States, of the Battle of the American Civil War, fought on 17 September 1862 between Confederate General Robert E. Lee's Army of Northern Virginia and Union General George McClellan's Army of the Potomac near Sharpsburg, Maryland. So it's about a specific battle. I don't know why it's so famous. Probably because a bunch of people died, probably. Aftermath. The battle was over by 5:30 p.m. on the morning of 18 September. Lee's army prepared to defend against the general, and then obviously there's a whole bunch of dead bodies. It says right here, more Americans died in the battle on 17 September 1862 than on any other day in the nation's history.
Oh my gosh.
Antietam is sometimes cited as the bloodiest day in all of American history. The bloodiest battle in American history was Gettysburg, but its more than 46,000 casualties occurred over 3 days. Antietam ranks 5th in terms of total casualties in Civil War battles, falling behind Gettysburg, Chickamauga, Charlottesville, and blah, 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 blah. So a whole bunch of people died.
Look at that picture.
Yeah, just a body stacking event, for sure. And so maybe it's talking about. So maybe the song is about, hating America and wanting to see a bunch of people die. I don't know. What's interesting about the song is that he makes a statement. Where's my lyrics? Where'd my lyrics go? He made the statement, he hates everybody from people in cardigans to people in black leather jackets.
Yeah, the vests.
Right? So cardigan is like a sweater vest.
Yeah, it's like a little sweater.
Suburban professor.
It's like a sweater with the buttons, yeah.
Yeah, upper middle class suburban professor vest. And then you've got the black leather vest, which is what the metalheads wear. Metallica, I was watching a documentary on Metallica.
That to me translated as, I hate everyone from Eastgate to
the Slipknot concert.
To the Slipknot, yeah.
Yeah. So what's Eastgate? Tell the people. Nobody knows what Eastgate is.
Eastgate is a church that is local to our area, and they're super, super strict and get all up in your business and everything. It's
funny. People were calling me the cult leader.
Yeah, I know.
It's I was the most
I went to school there when I was a kid.
I was up there saying Gotham is yours.
Yeah. Literally.
But I'm the cult leader? Okay.
Well, I went to school there when I was a kid, and they had, literally, teachers or whatever would be walking down the hall, with a ruler, slapping the ruler in her hand, just, pacing back and forth in the hallway. That was, one of the private schools that I attended, but it was also a church, and, yeah, wow.
Yeah,
I've heard so many stories about, and they all when you hear a bunch of stories about one place, and the stories are slightly different, but they're all the same, then you're like,
Shout out to Eastgate. I guess
anyway, they used to wear cardigans.
You
need to make sure you bring your cardigan so you can go to chapel. It's cold.
They used to, what is it? They were telling dudes they had to be on top or whatever with the.
Yes, and they would ask you.
Hey, so you rocking?
Is your wife being submissive?
Yeah, shit's crazy, bro.
even there.
That shit's crazy. White folk, I don't know, bro. I can understand y'all sometimes. Okay, so from cardigans, so he hates everybody. Like from cardigans to leather vest, you're all shit.
Yeah, but the reason that he's feeling that way is because he says, like, years of cleaning up your mess. Ungrateful. Like, just, like, picking up after somebody and trying to fix something and the people are just ungrateful. I can see, like, it kind of brings you to a point of frustration.
You gotta have a certain degree of arrogance to be this misanthropic, though. Like, everybody's bad, bro? It's like the Dave Chappelle thing where he's talking about like school shootings.
Yeah.
He's like, kill everybody, nigga. Have you tried weed, nigga? Everybody needs to die, nigga. Yeah, you gotta be a little bit like mega arrogant. Like everybody's ungrateful. You know, it's like we just got done watching Tutors.
Every subgroup.
Yeah, we just got done watching Tutors.
I said, wait, is this like a little dig at us, Sonia? Because you helped us out with the channel so many times.
You ungrateful bastards.
We're ungrateful. Probably. Carry on.
Remember that Phelps thing? He's like, you too, you ungrateful blacks. Remember he said that?
What was that one?
Phelps.
Oh my God!
He said ungrateful
He
blacks.
said so many shocking things that, like, I don't remember that one.
My man.
Why was he saying you guys were ungrateful?
I don't know, because they voted for Obama, I guess. I don't know.
Ungrateful black.
A curse on your fucking heads, he says. It's the guy.
I think that this song was meant to be taken seriously, but then part of it is kind of funny, like...
Well, I think, like, if you get that...
This is your all fucking shit, I'm fucking buried in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's separating himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a certain degree of arrogance that you have to be that misanthropic. Everybody's shit except for you. Everybody's ungrateful. You're doing all this stuff for everybody, and you know, poor you. You know what I mean? Like, it's a weird way to look at the world, right? Because then, it's like what's his face? Like the King Henry thing.
Yeah.
And he was just like an all-around, probably one of the worst Homo sapiens to ever walk terra firma.
Quite possibly.
And like, he was just like, he's like, this is after like the third girl that he's executed. He's like, oh, my friends have betrayed me.
Yeah.
You know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, like, you are out of your fucking mind.
I'm surrounded by liars.
Yeah, is that what he said?
He said that like at one point. It was like...
And traitorous friends who know nothing of honor. It's like, weren't you just in the... Alright.
Okay.
Every fucking subgroup. I hate everybody. Even the subgroups. Even the subsidiaries.
Yeah.
Even the subgroups. I hate them.
Individuals and the groups.
Yeah. But so on the one hand, it's kind of funny. Like, if you can, like, turn it to comedy. But on the other hand, it's like... I'll say this. There are people who... How do I say this? It's like they have I used to know a person, they'd be like, do I have a freaking sign on my forehead that says take advantage of me?
Yeah.
Because there are people who are constantly getting taken advantage of. Like, obviously... Oh,
I totally agree, yeah.
They have their own issues and they do dirt to other people, blah, blah, blah. Sure. But there are people who constantly get taken advantage of.
Yep.
And they're soft-hearted, and there are predatory people in this world, and it doesn't matter what subgroup you're a part of. Whether you're in the cardigan subgroup or whether you're in the black leather jacket subgroup, there is always predatory people who, over time, become experts at finding marks. Mm-hmm. And so, when I was younger, I used to hear the person say that. I'd be like, what a ridiculous thing to say. And then as I got older, I started to go, oh no, you do. Mm-hmm. You do. You have that on your... And when I was in high school... Like, I could tell which girls were, oh, this girl extremely beautiful, but I guarantee you she doesn't know how beautiful she is, so I have a shot. Like, and you could do that arithmetic and accomplish your goals. Like, so on the one hand, it's kind of arrogant to be that misanthropic, but on the other hand, from a myopic perspective, it's like, well, I could see a person who's like, and here's the thing about people like that. They do it.
Then they have a breaking point.
And when they hit their breaking point, all the shit from years just completely crashes on them. And then they get angry at themselves for allowing themselves to be taken advantage so much. and all those other people are gone. Like, it's been years.
They don't even care anymore.
And they've gone on with their life. They're feasting on somebody else. And so, like, I understand. You're kind of like that. Because, like, you're such a soft-hearted person, and you feel so deeply about, and you've always wanted to help people, and so you put yourself out there, and people, oh yeah, sorry, blah 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 blah, and then people flip on you, and you're like, holy shit! Now I get to bear the brunt of all your vengeance from those people. You know what I mean? Like, so on the one hand, I'm like, it's kind of funny, lighthearted, but on the other hand, I'm like, well, there are people that. A lot of people in this world who feel that way in a justified sense, in the sense of, the little ecosystem that they live in, where they create that type of environment where people were able to take advantage of them, and they just assume the best out of people. And when you make those assumptions and then it happens to you, you're like, well, that person's the exception to the rule. Most people aren't like that. So then they do it again. But then they get found out again by another predator. It keeps happening until finally they say everybody's like this. Because they don't know that the predator's reading them. So after a while, they think everybody's like this from A to B. No, it's not that. It's just that predators are attracted to people that they consider prey. So it just so happens that you keep cycling, predatory people into your life, and they're constantly, taking their pound of flesh. So to your perspective, everybody in the world is like that. But that's not actually the truth. And so it's one of those, it looks to me, it's like, and obviously the solution to that is to give those people the tools to know when they're being, jumped on. And that's one of the things with me where I'm like, I think people know, like, if you're, in trouble or whatever, like, we'll help and whatever. But at the same time, like, there's times when, like, we were dealing with a situation with a young lady. It's not in the village. It's in another world. And I'm like, yo, so-and-so is asking for this again. Check it, go read this and then call the play. Like, I've done that with Zonia, because Zonia handles our finance stuff as far as, like, when we, help people. It's just a part of, like, we want to help, but at the same time, like, we're going to be wise. The Bible says be wise as serpents and gentle as doves, And so it's like, as you grow with experience, you begin to know when somebody's trying to take you for a ride and when somebody's not. But if you don't have somebody to come alongside you, if you're a giving person and a loving and a generous person, like there's a particular individual who, like, really believes that he's a victim in a certain situation, and we had an altercation. He said all types of craziness, and he put it up on the page or whatever, and it's like, it's because he wanted to take advantage of folk financially, and you were going back and forth like, yo, this person, da 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 da. And I was like, that's it. No more. And then he started flaming out, saying all types of craziness, whatever.
I don't remember.
And I don't...
Oh, that's kind of what I was wondering.
Yeah. And, like, I promise you before Allah, like, I have no ill will, whatever.
Flaming out.
I didn't even respond. He said all types of crazy shit. I got all the texts there. You know what I'm saying? I literally have the receipts, like literal receipts, like bank statements of how much money we sent to this person.
Yeah.
And no, this wasn't like a Patreon thing or yada yada yada. This is just us trying to be, whatever. And then he just, blah! And I have all the shit there I could have, but I'm like, no, because I don't feel that, to me it's like, okay, if this guy wants a bunch of people around him to say, oh yeah, those people, blah, 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 then if he needs that, then good, then that'll be a gift to him. I know what the truth is, you know what the truth is, he knows what the truth is, so, but...
Does he, I mean...
But you...
Sometimes I wonder if people actually know before they convince themselves of another story.
Yeah, but you have to, you have to be able to be like, yep, this is what this person was doing. I stopped it. There's no reason to resent them now. That's the thing. Like, that's when you end up resenting people, is like, because you don't know how to draw those lines and you don't know how to set those personal boundaries. So then you end up resenting those people and pointing the finger at them. You have to grow in wisdom and say, I see what you're doing. I've seen this a million times. I'm going to draw the line here. If you're gonna go out and say all the types of crazy shit, go for it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Because you need that. But I don't need it, and I don't need people around me to agree with me to go after you. I'm good emotionally. Like, one of my folks hit me up and was like, "Yo, this dude is he's wild. He's wilding out. He's losing his mind." I'm like, yeah, just be good to him. Blah 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 blah. Like, and you gotta. And I think that's not something like unique to me as far as like being able to make those separations without resenting the person. I think you just got to give yourself time. You got to give yourself time to work those boundaries and things like that. People that are, generally nice and giving people are horrible at setting boundaries because they'll just keep, whether it's time, money, whatever it is, they'll just keep doing it and they won't draw a line. Mm-hmm. And so then people are socialized to constantly take from them and then they get angry. It's like, don't get angry, just get wise, set some boundaries and let it be. Mm-hmm. And then if somebody's pissed at you because they crossed one of your boundaries and you said no, you don't need to resent them. You don't need to resent them. Mm-hmm. Just draw your line and know, well, I drew the line. And you won't resent people. Mm-hmm. Like, you really, I truly don't. Mm-hmm. If I saw the homie, I'd be like, oh, what's up, bro? Blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. So, but if you don't do that, though, this is going to be the fallout. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I completely agree.
You look really, really weird. What are you thinking about?
Well, it's just because I'm thinking, like, you're kind of like, there's like two versions of you in my head, I guess. Like, there's one version of me that's like, wow, you don't set any boundaries. People just, wow, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes the stuff that people ask you for, I'm like, are you serious? He's not your dad. He's not your husband. He's not your brother. Why are you asking him for all these things? You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking, it hasn't even been village people, you know what I mean? But like other people, it's like, I'm like, sometimes it's like over the top. I cannot believe this. Like, you will have just given the person X amount of whatever, and then like 2 days later they're like, yo, I need blah blah blah. I'm like, what? I've never seen this in my life. So I feel like there's like one side of me that's like, you don't set any friggin' boundaries with people. And then at the other time I'm like, no, you do. Like, you set, boom, there's the boundary line. Boom, that's it.
Yeah.
And you're not grumpy about it.
No, you were going back and forth with that guy, and I was like, no, that's it. Cut this, send that, and that's it.
Yeah, I know. I felt uncomfortable about it, but
I know.
I'll tell you what. Eased up on my stress level. Aloha, yay.
But that's what happens, right? So yeah, I know it looks like I don't have boundaries, but I do. It's just I don't talk about.
No,
the algorithm.
and the thing is, you're right. That I cannot figure out your algorithm. It's right. To me, it's like I see like this big open body of water with like random
it's a person by person, situation by situation basis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of that going on, but we got this one girl that, oh, by the way, we need to circle back with her. But this guy,
this one girl, what?
It's a very isolating experience because when you take advantage of, he talks about all my self-sacrifice, all time cleaning up your mess. Mm-hmm. It's a very lonely feeling when you've done that for people and people don't respond back to you. Mm-hmm. And part of the healing process, go ahead. It's
just funny to me because like some of it is kind of like feels like the job of a mom. Like sometimes it's like feels like that. 100%. It's like, oh, are you serious? 100%. Like, because it doesn't matter like how much you like do or you like sacrifice to them. It's never enough, especially when you have like a lot of them. So it's hard
when it's never enough.
Oh.
It's true. But my mom.
Then I do that to Vinny.
My mom used to
sing.
Give
me more time. You work from home more time.
I'd criticize. I'd say something critical of my mom or something like that, and then she'd walk around the house singing this song. All the times me was in labor, no charge. All the years me clean your diaper, no charge. Like she's just going all the things to the parents, no charge, like I didn't charge you anything, but here you are trying to, whatever, my older brother was always like mad at me when, my older brother was like, look what you put mom through, blah, 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 he punched me. My brother never ever got physical with me except for my mom. Ever. He'd be like, and he'd always he could never speak, he was so angry, what's wrong?
Ouch.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. So that's the way out. That's the way not to feel that way. Set some boundaries for yourself.
Yep.
Right? And boom.
Do it. Do it now.
Do it now. Set those boundaries. Tell those people, nah, bro.
Stop this video and send that text.
Send us some.
Like, subscribe, and comment.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
To all the other channels but ours.
Yeah.
So Zonia has a Twitch account too, so we can put that in the as a link in the description here. So if you want to check that out.
See, Zonia, Ben. I'm trying to decide who I think is the most intelligent person.
Okay, well, while you're thinking about that, Zonia, if you'll notice, I put the purple writing down below because it reminded me of your Maleficent shirt.
I think Zonia and Ben are probably the two most intelligent people in the village. And so, on the one hand, it's very, very hard for me to imagine her as being somebody that gets taken advantage. But on the other hand,
I can see it.
On the other hand, she is so soft-hearted,
Yeah.
especially to marginalized people,
Yeah.
because she grew up as one of those people, but she made it, from a capitalistic whatever perspective. And so, like, she's got such an open. I remember it was me and you, and then it was Z was taking care of the Rockathon, and she was just so happy. And like she called us up and said, "You gotta like land the plane at some point," because we were passing out. It was like it was a marathon, like Rockathon marathon, and like
we didn't finish in one night.
But I remember talking to her after. She was just so happy. She was like, so on the one hand, it's like she would be above like being taken advantage of. But the other hand, I'm like, because she's so, and then once you start talking to her, like. You could talk to her for, and she's one of these people, like, you come to with your problem. Like, if I have a conflict with a villager, I go to somebody, like, yo, check me.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah. I had a particular situation. I had to take a break from somebody for a while, and it was about a year-long break. And, just now started talking to them again because, whatever. But I'm like, this person, blah, blah, blah. She's like, well, and it's always very practical and wise and whatever. Like,
well,
it's kind of like my pastor a little bit, but.
Look at the song your pastor sent you.
Yeah. look at the fucking icon. Like,
I
know. Immediately, there's a guy in the comment section, he's like, every time we put Christians react, he's like, you guys are not Christians, you're false Christians. Please stop putting that down there, you're false Christians.
Just skip over the video, you don't need it.
Sometimes I wonder what these people want us to do. Like, just tell these people constantly they're going to hell and like not listen to a word they have to say.
Right.
It's ridiculous. It's like, we can't listen to people and hear what they have to say. We don't have to agree with it. Just fucking listen. Nope, can't listen to them either. You're not a Christian unless people realize that God hates them. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, shout out to Zoe and shout out to everybody who's hopefully you can draw some very practical lines before you get to this point of misanthropy and King what's his name? Not King George. Who was it? What was his name? King Henry. Shout out to King Henry. I think our next kid, I'm gonna put Henry in there somehow.
Oh my gosh!
Well, Dorian was named after the portrait of Dorian Gray. And it was this very beautiful, very rich young man who was extremely arrogant and then began to worship his good looks and wanted a fountain of youth, and it basically ended up destroying him, his arrogance. And so I named him Dorian as kind of like it was always a warning to not be that. Like, not take those blessings and then turn them into a trap. And wouldn't you know it, Dorian is a very beautiful, handsome, and is going to be a very wealthy individual. And so the name kind of functions as a warning this is how far it can go. So...
Interesting. I'm like, you named him that, and then look.
That's exactly how he is, yeah. There's a Catholic theory about that. It's very, very interesting. But I'll show you the clip later. Don't forget to remind me. So anyway, shout out to Z. This thing was all over the place.
Yeah.
This review was all
Bottom
over the
line,
place. But,
set your boundaries, and we love Zonia.
The simplest way to do it is just be like Zonia. If everybody's like Zonia, we'd be good to go.
But don't expect her to answer all your questions or be your pastor.
Right. It's a very exclusive.
Yep.
It's a very, very exclusive club. And you're not in it.
Right.
It's a real nigga party you cannot get in. That's awesome. And I heard you know who shot your man. You ain't trying to slide, so don't be acting like you is. But if you try to slide, pussy nigga, then slide then. Let me see some fucking shots fired. Bow, bow, bow. Let me creep a crib up your high then. Don't want to hear them loud sounds and be quiet then. They be like, Doug, why don't you got a major feature? Cause I don't like rappers. And I don't want to greet them. Fuck around, rob them. Same place we meet them. Same case we catch them. Same place we leave them. Pussy ass niggas not allowed in the zoo? Fuck wrong with you? Who you talking to? Pussy ass niggas acting like they're bulletproof until you get your fucking job taught like it's the coup. Never left the gang. Bitch, I never will. He get in the jam. Fuck around, squeal. Talking about I am. Now he think he will. Bitch, that type of shit to get your stupid ass killed.
That's true.
Song's a 9.5 for me.
Yeah, 9.5.
Then out.
Sorry out.
Gone. Happy birthday, Z.
Happy birthday!